There's a lot of characters out there who have the popularity, the media, the cool powers, and still no recent AAA video games. I mean, luckily for me, Spider-Man is my favorite character of all time, so I haven't exactly been starving for any new content, unlike say, an Aquaman fan. But even then, I still like other characters and often think about how fun their games could be if, you know, they actually got created. I'm gonna be going over a handful of characters I feel like are long overdue for their own video games. With characters like, people use the excuse of the character being too powerful to have a balanced video game or a coherent story. Isn't there some guy named Kratos out there that casually kills mythological beings? Or how about Doomslayer? Let's assume they mean his power set would be hard to translate into video game format. While I'm no game designer, I think it's safe to say that we the players don't literally expect to see light speed movement. As a matter of fact, we never have, because do you know what other Flash media does? They convey that to us by showing how slow objects or people around him are moving. Flash time is a thing and is what could be used for the players to be able to move throughout the city at crazy speeds without running into anything. As for the combat, that's where you'll need to get creative. And I mean for the enemy's sake, not Wally's. And yes, I said Wally. He's my favorite Flash and probably yours too. You just don't know it yet. He has an endless amount of abilities to pull from that would be more than enough to fill up a skill tree. Your central villain could easily be Reverse Flash with side content or additional content for Captain Cold, Gorilla Grodd, or whoever else. I think this game would do numbers, especially with a production team like Insomniac backing it. I can only imagine, but I guess that's all we've been doing for years anyways. Invincible is one I don't think I need to do too much explaining for. The audience is definitely there, and he has the most basic power set you could ask for. I know there's been talk of a AAA Invincible game being in production, but things have been very quiet, so I'm not exactly sure what the outcome of that will be. Quite some time ago, we received a short cinematic teaser for. People were excited, the trailer looked cool, and then the production team became very hush-hush. Turns out they canceled the project long ago and didn't make a public statement until recently. She could easily have one of, if not the most unique style of game within the superhero genre. This is due to her mythological ties and gameplay, which I could only assume would have been akin to the God of War series. Not to mention, she's a part of the Trinity and still hasn't had her time to shine. Actually, speaking of the DC Trinity, and a surprising lack of content, how the heck hasn't the superhero, the one that started it all, have his own trilogy or just a AAA video game in general? Batman has had a countless amount of video games in the past couple of decades, including 2 different trilogies, with the Lego Batman series and the Arkham series, which you could technically consider a quadrilogy with the inclusion of Arkham Origins. Superman deserves this more than anyone else on this list because, again, he is the one that started it all. We wouldn't have these superheroes without Superman. And how has he not gotten his own game yet? This would especially help with, you know, new fans of the character or just the new generation in general, because a lot of people have a warped perception of Superman due to the only prevalent games he's appeared in being Injustice. And in Injustice, he's evil. Superman is evil. And now a lot of people think that Superman is just one bad day away from becoming this evil dictator, when that is far from the truth. While we are getting a new movie, which I think will do wonders, you know, in terms of fixing the perception of Superman, a lot of people play video games, which would help as well. This could be a way for us to push Superman, not this conception of Superman people have, but think of it as like a soft reboot, like a cleansing of people's brains. This is something we need and something I would love to have, especially with ray tracing and all that fancy stuff. So yeah, I mean, Superman should definitely have the game more than anyone else on this list. And I think it would be extremely fun. You know, if you think an Invincible game would be fun, well, do I have news for you? Superman can do everything he can do and more. Heat vision, freeze breath, you would just have a ball of a time. time. And I seen this really amazing theory. I don't remember where I heard it from, but I do remember when you're fighting enemies or, you know, just stopping common crime, instead of Superman having a health bar, since he's so powerful, you know, obviously the run-of-the-mill Joe can't really harm him. You would instead be constantly fighting these threats, whether it be a giant robot or just some powerful guy that is causing destruction upon the city. And the city itself would have a health bar that you as Superman need to prevent from getting, you know, to zero, which essentially means the city has been destroyed. This is an amazing compromise for you, gameplay wise and narratively, to have a reason to feel endangered or have a reason to feel as if the opponent you're facing is a threat. Even if it isn't a threat to you, it's a threat to your city, the people you care about, things like that. So yeah, I think they should definitely take that into consideration, rather than having Superman fight Superman level villains all the time. There doesn't need to be Doomsday clones or mini Zods as your common enemy type. But yeah, some people know him as Captain Deadpool. Some people know him as the Merc with the mouth. Some people know him as the guy that just won't die, Deadpool. And I think this game would be so amazingly fun. I am aware that Deadpool does have a video game already, and I'm proud to say that I am a proud owner of that video game. I have the disc. I didn't know I had it until pretty recently, like last year, because that game is completely gone from PlayStation stores. You cannot get that game online, and luckily for me, you can play PlayStation 4 disc with your PS5, so that's what I've been doing. And the Deadpool game is great. The only thing is the story isn't strong at all, obviously, but they do have a lot of interesting concepts, such as there's this joke about the developers running out of budget, so you play this really low budget, low effort level. But I think it's really cool because with Deadpool you can do things like that. You can have all of these crazy level designs that just wouldn't make sense for any other character, but you can do it for Deadpool. You can have all types of side content, and it can be the most random things ever. Obviously, his combat, it's very straightforward. Well, not very straightforward, but it's a lot more complex than, say, someone like The Flash. You would be able to, because, you know, it's already been done before, so the blueprint is already there. They could take heavy inspo from the pre-existing game if they really wanted to, but I'm assuming it would be something kind of close to Arkham combat. Not exactly. Kind of like how, in the same way, the Insomniac Spider-Man games are like akin to the Arkham combat, but they have a lot of differences, and they basically built upon that base or that structure to differentiate it enough so where it was its own thing. And I think they can do the same thing with a Deadpool video game. Take upon or build upon, you know, the Batman Arkham base or the Spider-Man PS4 base, and give us some really crazy combat. And the upgrades can be off the wall because Deadpool just has all types of military grade weapons. Give him RPGs, katanas. Well, he'll probably start with the katanas, but you get what I mean. He can have all types of crazy things. If it is open world, please give him his teleportation, but I do not want that to be his only form of transportation. Please let us have his moped. I would love so badly to have a Deadpool moped. Bro, a Deadpool game could literally be the Marvel version of GTA 6. And who knows, if they start working on it today, maybe it'll even release quicker. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. There are more characters I could name, but if you guys enjoyed this, I guess I could save that for a part 2. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, don't be shy to leave a like or subscribe. We actually just reached 15,000 subscribers. So thank you so much. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. Just thank you guys for everything. And I'll see you in the next video if I ever make another one, because I'm so lazy and it takes me so much to put this together. I do everything myself. I edit the video, I write the script, I do everything, please.